What's up, everyone? I know it's confusing. There's no hat on my head, but I promise this is me. It's Scott. It's just a very rare hatless Scottsquatch. I have some garage sale finds to show you. I have some pawn shop finds to show you, and I have some other shit to show you that I got at different places. So, not a terrible week. And of course, we're going to do a random game giveaway, so stick around. Contra's out of here. She said, screw this, not interested. Screw video games. I have a random game giveaway to do in the middle of this video. Let's go ahead and, I guess, get started with garage sale finds. I have a stack over here. Actually, it's a mix of the garage sale and pawn shop stuff for today. So first, actually, this is a pawn shop score. I barely ever pick up PSP stuff ever. At garage sales or pawn shops, the few times I ever do come across it, it's usually not the greatest of titles, or they're in really rough shape, like the UMD cases are, snapped or crushed or something's wrong with them. This was a pretty rare occasion. These were $4 each, and they're all in good shape. And I think almost all of them are complete, except for like one doesn't have the manual. We have the Metal Slug XX, Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, or Mega Man X Maverick Hunter. We got Capcom Classics Collection Reloaded. Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins, probably one of the hardest PSP games I ever played. Very, very frustrating, but good. Darkstalkers Chronicle, The Chaos Tower. We have Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max, and Alien Syndrome. I probably wouldn't have usually picked up Alien Syndrome for $4, but I actually don't believe I have this in my collection, so that's why I grabbed it. But all those other titles for $4 each were definitely worth it. They had quite a few more. There was probably another stack of like 10 or so games, but at $4 a piece, a lot of those were maybe like $5 to $7 titles, so they weren't quite as worth it. This was at a garage sale today. Kane and Lynch Dog Days 2. It was a fairly slow garage sale finds day. I mean, it was one game here, two games here. There was a sad story, which I'll tell you in a moment. But Kane and Lynch 2 was $2. There's this big, not really a parking lot. It's in a field, but it's out in front of like a trailer park. And this family's been doing this huge sale there now for like the last couple months. And they at first didn't have any video games. And then they had like one or two, and now I'm starting to see like they're building up more and more inventory, it seems. And it's mostly like sports titles or PS2 games, stuff like that. But there has been a few decent ones in there, and that's one of them for $2. We have Mario Galaxy 2. It seems like the only garage sale finds were the sequels of stuff today, part 2s. This was also $2. They had no games out. I asked, and they said, no, we don't have any video games. The only thing we probably have is like a Wii. And I was like, well, do you have any Wii games you want to get rid of? And they looked at their daughter, and their daughter was doing this, and the parents, I think, took that as, oh, no, she wants to keep it. And she's like, no, I don't want it. I don't play it. I don't care. And I'm like, okay, well, can I see, what games you guys have? And she pulled out a little stack. In the first stack, there was nothing interesting. I'm like, well, do you have any Mario games? She goes, oh, yeah, I think we have a Mario game. So she ran inside and comes out with Mario Galaxy 2. Not sure why she didn't bring that out in the first place. But either way, $2. Can't complain about that. This stuff came from a really interesting yard sale. It was about 11 o'clock, and as we were driving up to the sale, I noticed there was a pretty decent stack of 360 games, and there was a whole other stack of, I couldn't tell if they were DVDs or PS2 titles. And it looked like there was a system, like a 360 system sitting there. And by 11 o'clock in the morning, if stuff is still sitting out, like that much stuff, it usually means there's something wrong. Or, maybe they just put it out, but usually it's not. Usually it means it's like way too expensive or in really rough shape. Well, in this case, it was incredibly expensive. It was, like I said, a stack, maybe 15 360 games with a system in really rough shape, no controller, for $200. And a PS2 in the box, but no Sony brand controllers, no AV cable. The games were, I think the best one was like Kingdom Hearts 2, $200 for that as well. So clearly, out of the fucking stratosphere on the price on these two. But I said, she was trying to sell it. She's like, oh, this is the PS2. They're going to be worth money. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, is this really rare or something? Why is it $200? And I said, I'm not interested in buying a $200 console with a few games, but I maybe buy, a few of the games. and she ended up doing $5 a piece on 2 360 games. I got Plants vs. Zombies and Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I think she realized really quick, you know, that there's no way she's going to get $200 for that stuff, you know, at least from me. And the other people there that were asking were making faces when she was saying it, so she quickly was like, you know, I guess, like, all right, I better sell some of these games because it's already after 11 in the morning. No one's going to buy all this stuff. Then, pawn shop, other pawn shop things here. There was quite a few PS4 games and one Xbox One game. Oh, no, it was these. This was a pawn shop find of the day. Well, not the find of the day, but one of the pawn shop finds for today. We have Wasteland 2 Director's Cut, Evil Within. I love that game. If you haven't played that and you're a fan of horror games, you're missing out. Very good, psychological, weird horror game. Resident Evil Revelations 2. I got Far Cry 4. And one Xbox One title, Shadow of Mordor. I cannot find the Game of the Year edition of this for a good price. I'll find it one day, but it's always the frickin' first one. They were $8 a piece, because it was $40 for the 5 of them, so that was a really good score there. Then, what are we at? Like, again, let's just do the game giveaway now. I think that's a good time for the game giveaway. I'm about halfway through this stuff. We got the Mr. Tickles, we got the Snaggle Fruits. I don't have anything. I guess we'll just do a sandwich. We'll make a sandwich out of them with a couple game cases, and then beat on them with another game case for the drum roll. I'm using what I got here, people, so here we go. The winner of this week's random game on whatever system they want is Mug Mailman. Congratulations, Mug Mailman. Don't mug the mailman. Please send me a personal message either here on YouTube or preferably on the Facebook fan page. The link to that is in the About section down below. Let me know what system you want the random game to be on and your mailing address, and I'll have that mailed off to you in the near future. And as always, there is a random game starting right now. Slam dunk. All you have to do is be subscribed, thumbs up this video, and leave a comment down below. Comment can be about whatever you want, but the suggestion this week is, I was thinking about recently loaning games to like friends or family. Have you ever in the past? Do you do that now? Is that like a big no-no? Like, no, my stuff does not leave my house. I don't let people, you know, borrow it. Or you're like, I don't give a shit. They can borrow it and bring it back. I was, especially as I grew older, I did not want to loan my games out and stuff. You know, I'm super, you know, very careful with them, don't want them scratched or anything like that. And I always felt like if I loan them out, they're never going to come back in the same condition because no one's going to care for them in the same exact way that I do. So I was never big on loaning games out, but especially as I got older, I learned my lesson as a kid. So there's your suggestion. If you have any horror stories of loaning things out, you know, please let me know in the comments section or leave whatever comment you want. Just be subscribed, thumbs up the video, leave that comment down below. You have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this coming Friday to enter, and the winner, I can't talk today, and the winner, it will be announced this following Sunday. It's always announced the next Sunday after, you know, whenever I do a goddamn pickups video these days. That's when the winner is announced. All right, on to more of the pickupsies, stuffies. We have Pawn Shop, these 3 games, and Dying Light. They all had prices on them. They were like $7, $5, $4, and $10. And I just brought them to the lady. I'm like, can you give me like a better deal? She gave me like a way cheaper deal than I was expecting her to say. Like Dying Light went down to $6. Bomberman was $2. I mean, this game is not fantastic, but it's complete. And I think mine had like either a really rough manual or something on it. At first I didn't think I had it, but then I was like, oh yeah, I do have it, but there's something wrong with it. Call of Duty Black Ops 2, that ended up being, I think, $3, and Elder Scrolls Skyrim ended up being $4. This is a legendary, you know, the Game of the Year, Legendary Edition, whatever. So that was a really good price, so she hooked me up for sure. I almost said shizzle, and I bit my tongue. I didn't say it. Oh, at the pawn shop where I got those PSP games for $4 each, I got this for, I think, $7? It was either $7 or $7.50. I think it was $7. Tesla Grad, which was a title that was not released at all stores or all retailers. It's a Soedesco game. Usually, like, I've bought all of this company's games off of Amazon. They'll have them there, and they range usually between like 20 and 40 bucks when they're brand new. But I'm not sure if this was available like at Walmart. Sometimes their games are also available at Walmart, but I just thought it was interesting because it was trading at a GameStop at one point, and they ended up at this pawn shop. So definitely a little bit like a title that you're probably not just going to come across very often out in the wild. So garage sales, pawn shops. This is the other thing from today. This was from Garage Sale Steve. I had talked with him about doing a trade for a Nintendo console because he has like a huge stock of NESs right now, and I had 0. So I traded him some GameCube games like Mario Sunshine. I traded him Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. There was a Wii U, one of the Wii U Marios, 3D World. And then I got a Nintendo for that trade and the hookups for it. And then while I was there at his place, he always has games laying around. So he had a bin out of some NES carts and what else? A bunch of 360 and like a PS3 and stuff. But I got a game for my collection that I did not have. Eek the Cat with the manual. I've never played this, so I cannot give you an idea of the gameplay, like how good or bad it is. But it is a title that I didn't have and I was looking for. I love the cartoony like platformer games that were on the Super Nintendo. It's put out by Ocean. It's cool to have the manual as well. I got that, Castlevania 2, Gauntlet 2, Adventure Island, and a disc only of Kirby's Air Ride. I grabbed this because I actually have the case, and I think the manual's in there as well. All those games were 40 bucks, so he gave me a nice little discount from what he had stickered on that. As always, thank you, Garage Sale Steve. You're a good man. Then, this stuff came from Crazy K. If you watch the Video Game Sellers episodes, he's actually been back in the last few, which is always a pleasure having him around. I got this stuff from Crazy K. We have like a really complicated deal going on where I'm holding on to some stuff for him. I loaned him some money. I had talked about it in a VGS episode one time where we've done deals like this, and then I'll give him back some of the stuff, and he gives me, my money back, blah, blah, blah. But this stuff I actually get to hang on to as a part of this deal. We have Bug, a nice little Saturn stack. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. These are all complete and in really good shape. Skeleton Warriors, and probably the best one out of this lot, D. And then, my phone's ringing. Silent Hill music. That was Crazy K calling, so his senses were tingling. He knew I was talking about him, apparently. The other thing I got from him was a Ice Blue N64 with just a jumper pack inside, the matching controller, and the hookup cables. It has been a long time since I've picked up one of the Funtastic series in 64s. I think the last one I got was the watermelon one at a garage sale well over a year ago, so not very often that I come across any of those. Then the last thing I want to show you guys, this was actually sent to me weeks ago. I just haven't done like a normal pickups video or I've forgotten about it. This came from a guy, Jason, thank you very much. Sent me a box of just some random stuff. He said, here you go, you can have this. Got some like Atari and television, the Commodore stuff, just all different types of things. Donkey Kong, got Space Cavern, got one Vectrex game in here, Hyper Chase. There's one game I just realized that's in my game room. Holy fuck, Cybermorph on the Jaguar. I didn't have that in my collection, so I stuck it in there. Star Strike, Night Stalker, got Armor Ambush, one Neo Geo game in here, World Heroes, a few Commodore games, Raid on Fort Knox, and Avenger. The first system I ever played with was an Atari 2600, so I actually, it's still at my parents' house, but I don't collect for Atari, I really don't play Atari, but it is the first console that I ever played. We got Frogger, got Donkey Kong, Star Voyager, just a few more over here. Another Donkey Kong, the ColecoVision presents one. Sequest. Another Frogger, different Frogger. And Freeway. And last up is a random PS2 game, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So there you go. Thank you, Jason. I will never say no to some free stuff, especially like with the Cybermorph. I didn't have that in my collection, so thank you. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to enter the random game giveaway. Just be subscribed, thumbs up this video, and leave that comment down below. And I love you all. I will talk to you later. Peace!